We are not doctors. Nothing in this podcast should be taken as medical advice. Consult your physician before starting any workout routine. This is the Martial Heart Podcast.
Hey, hello everybody, and welcome back. I have a request. As you're well aware, I've been talking about the audio setup, the audio routine here, and how I keep adjusting things, and it's continuing. But what I need to do is explain to you, and I think I've mentioned this before, that I'm pretty deaf. And the way my hearing works is that the tones in the spectrum or the scale or the graph, whatever they're calling it, are all awesome until you get to the tones that are typical for a human voice. So what happens is I can sit on my back porch and I can hear a squirrel's claws going along a tree branch 100 feet away from me in the woods behind my house. But if you're 20, 30 feet away from me with your back turned to me and you say something to me, I'm going to hear or something similar. And I'll either say, huh? Or say that again, or I'll have to walk over closer to you, have you turn around and actually face me. And a lot of the time, I stare at your mouth when you're talking. Because if there's any background noise, ambient noise, especially on job sites that I spend a lot of time on, construction sites and things like that, I'm partially reading your lips while you're talking to me. So I'm assuming a lot of people don't know that when they're talking to me. But that's what I'm doing. I'm listening, but I'm not solely relying on my ears because I know they aren't trustworthy when it comes to the human voice. But I'm also trying to read your lips, or, to some extent. I'm not an expert lip reader or anything, but it helps if I can watch your lips make the sounds. And so, this is the Rode PodMic, and I'm going to adjust here. It's a great microphone. I love it. I think it sounds pretty cool in my ears. But my ears suck when it comes to listening to the human voice. So you've experienced my voice enough. So I'm going to give you a couple of options, probably 4 options right now, to try to narrow this down. And if you can, just leave some comments on the video saying which one you think is better when it comes to my voice, which one sounds better, because I'm probably not hearing it the same way you are. In fact, I can almost guarantee I'm not hearing it the same way you are. So I have the Rode PodMic and I have the pop filter on it. So this is going to be with the pop filter and without the pop filter. And I'm going to take it off right here. I'm not going to cut. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to make any changes to, the video because I don't want to take a chance at, changing something. So I want it to be the same. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn off the equalizers and the limiter that I have on here. And this should be the raw Rode PodMic right now. And me speaking over it. And so my gain is set at right about 12 o'clock. So this is me in my normal voice speaking into the PodMic with these settings with the pop filter on. Now, wait. Okay. Now, here is me speaking into the PodMic at, I believe, what is the same distance at the same angle. The gain is set to the same setting, but without the pop filter on it. It should be a little bit brighter. Maybe the mid-range will be up a little bit, a little less muffled. So that's what that sounds like. So those are your two options for that. PodMic with pop filter, without pop filter. and everything's set up this way. And this is raw. There's other things I can add to filters during the recording process before it goes into the recording to make some finer adjustments, but that's what it sounds like raw. So now I'm going to do the same experiment with a different microphone. Stand by. You're going to get hand noise on this one. So this is the Shure SM58. The SM58, like again, I think I explained to you guys before, this is like the industry standard for a vocal microphone. There's probably better microphones out there, but if you can't achieve the same quality sound as you can with an SM58, you're wasting your time trying to use it for live performances, stage performances, or even studio recordings, etc. So this is the SM58 with a pop filter on it, basically at the same angle, same distance, etc., etc. All the settings are the same. The gain is set at right about 12 o'clock. I'm going to take it down a notch because I think I went a little too far. But it's raw. No filters, no special tricks or equalization involved. Raw SM58 going into my OBS studio. Now, hold on. Now, this is the raw SM58 without the pop filter on it. And this is basically the way most people use it. The only reason why I have the pop filter on is because I like to be too close to the microphone, and I'm going to pop all over the place with my plosives, which is a weird word just to say you're making P sounds into the microphone. Spitting into the microphone. So you keep it at a distance and at an angle. So this is the SM58 in my normal speaking voice without a pop filter on it. So for now, those are the two microphones that I'm going to test, and I just need to, get some comments. Which one sounds better, the SM58 or the pod mic? And does it sound better with the pop filter or without the pop filter? Because I understand my voice already has a lot of low range in it. So the pop filter kind of adds a little more, but I'm trying to prevent the plosives and stuff, but I may be adding too much depth to it. And I think on my voice it needs to come up in the mid-range. So I'm not sure which one of these sounds better to a person with normal hearing, because I'm not that person. I have no idea what it actually sounds like to the listeners. So that's the two that we're going to work with right now. I have other microphones that I'm probably going to test to do these kinds of things. But the reason being is the Rode PodMic is great. It looks awesome. It's a great looking microphone to be on camera, and it really is good. It weighs 2 pounds, so it's heavy enough that you have to get a special caliber of arm to put it on. But it's such a serious microphone. It's steel, and like I said, it's heavy. The construction is amazing. It should be in a John Wick movie someday as a blunt instrument that he uses to dispatch some errant assassins or something. It's that kind of a device. But if it's not, it's all about what sounds good on my voice. And if my voice doesn't sound good coming through that thing, no matter what I do, it's time to move on. That might have to become a guest microphone or a co-host microphone while I use something else that is more appropriate for my voice. The SM58, same situation. These, by the way, these cost the same amount, the Rode PodMic and the SM58. And same thing, this thing's built like a hammer, and it's supposedly the most durable thing that anybody's ever created as far as handheld microphones go. And people throw them around and hammer in nails and stuff with them. But it can, apparently withstand a lot of abuse and still function the way it's supposed to. So either one of these would be, an appropriate choice, a great choice. Of course, the Rode PodMic is going to look cooler. It's going to look like a studio microphone, like a radio announcer or whatever. But if the SM58 sounds better, I'll be using that. And I might be I'll look goofy and just have a regular handheld mic on a, on a shock mount up there. I don't care. I just want it to sound appropriate. I want it to sound good for everybody. So let me know. Let me know what you think about that. And meantime, hold on. I'm bringing the pod mic back down here because when you're handling a microphone, you're going to get a lot of handling noise. The SM58, is supposed to reject a lot of handling noise and things like that, but not with me because I don't know how to be gentle with it yet. So it would wind up on a mount like this. So that's what I'm looking at right now. This is not an update on how I'm doing. This is not an update on my condition. This is not me talking about a heart attack. This is me tired of talking about a heart attack today. I will probably do another podcast episode later because I do need to update on some things that are going on. And, I feel like I'm obligated because this is supposed to be more like a diary thing. So I should do an episode that is about how I was feeling today, what I went through today. I'll give you guys, if you don't want to watch another episode, I'll give you the gist of it. And that is that I'm tired. I've been awake since 3 o'clock this morning. I woke up several times while I was asleep before 3 o'clock this morning. And I was struggling to stay asleep and stay in bed to the point where I was getting angry about it. So at 3:30, I decided, screw it, I'm just getting out of bed. So I've been up since 3:30. And I'm tired. It's been a long day. I went to work, had a normal day at work. But it's kind of been a tiring week. I did extra with the fitness routine. I had a full work week, and I have not been sleeping very well. So the bags under my eyes are a testament to that and, my general well-being right now. So that's the gist of what's been going on with me. I'm just tired. And so my tolerance level decreases with the more tired I get. But the audio thing had me thinking. So I figured I would try this experiment and see how many people would at least, give an opinion and say, hey, I think for your voice it sounds better with the pop filter, without the pop filter, with the studio microphone, pod mic, or with the SM58. And like I said, I have a couple of other microphones that I'm going to do this experiment with, and I'll try to narrow it down, and I'm trying to nail this sound. And, I have these great tools, but being a person who can't settle with, it's okay, I want it to sound pleasing to people. And since I know that my raw voice is probably not pleasing to a lot of people, I need help. So these microphones, these are middle of the road microphones. They're not state of the art. These are not top of the line. These are middle of the road microphones. They're not beginner microphones, but they're forgiving microphones if you are a beginner and you haven't quite learned how to, keep your mouth away from the capsule and things like that, which is normal growing pain stuff. And that's why, so many pop filters. I have a pop filter on everything because I'm one of those people. I want to put my mouth right up to the microphone. And that's bad for numerous reasons. But so anyway, they're forgiving and they're middle of the road. So professionals still use them. A lot of popular people still use them. But what you're competing against when it comes to podcasting and vocal recording today is the SM7B, which is a microphone that was actually designed back in like the 60s or something. And the B is a version that came out in 2001, I think. But it's considered, and I'm not sure why, the best microphone for podcasting and voice recording. And we can talk about that some other time. But that's what everyone is competing against with these other microphones. And it's made with the same capsule as this. So the SM57, the SM58, the SM7B, they're all based on the Unidyne, I believe it's called the Unidyne capsule that's inside these by the same company, sure. So, we're getting there, and I'm going to try to figure it out because I want it to sound good for you guys. I want you to enjoy listening. So for now, outro music. Leave a comment, please. I don't think anyone has left a comment except for Smitty, my friend. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Until next time, goodbye.